Welcome to Follow Me and Die.
Welcome to Follow Me and Die. I had a blast at GaryCon. It was the best GaryCon ever. It was my third GaryCon in a row. It was also the first GaryCon where I ran games. I ran 3 games. I ran Gangbusters, the new Gangbusters by Mark Hunt. He'll be having an announcement coming up whenever he's ready to make that announcement. I'm not going to mention any more than that because it's his game. I also ran Stars Without Number, the revised edition, which I backed that Kickstarter. It was a blast, had a lot of fun. The players enjoyed it immensely. I'm looking forward to actually running a game on my own with that. I've got lots of ideas rolling around in my head. That was the first time I'd actually played the game as a game master, so I haven't actually played it as a player, but seeing it in action really helps make a lot more sense out of it, so I'm really looking forward to doing more with that. I also ran Gamma World, first edition. I had a very full table with that. That was a lot of fun. We had a lot of players that had never played before, some that played different editions, etc., and several players really got into their characters, which that made it a fun. We had one little incident that happened right towards the beginning where I was laughing so hard I had tears. I'd never had the players make me cry as a game master, but I guess crying with tears is a good way to do it. So that was a lot of fun. I played several different games with different game masters. I played Advanced Dungeons and Dragons with Chgowiz, Michael Shorten. I played in his game last year and wanted to play again this year. Unfortunately, it was Saturday night. It was late. I was tired, and I ran out of steam. And my brain and my eyes wouldn't stay open, and I had to excuse myself. I also played with Brian Skowera in his Against the Dwarves conclusion, his third act. I played in his game last year. I wish I'd have been able to get into the first game he had. It was a lot of fun. He's a great DM with a lot of animation, great character voices. It was a blast. I also played DCC with Brendan LaSalle. I had never been a roadie for a rock and roll band before, so I got to do that at GaryCon. That was a lot of fun. We had a blast with that scenario. And then Sunday morning, bright and early, I got to close out my game playing with Merle Rasmussen with the new Top Secret New World Order. That Kickstarter is getting ready to ship out its box sets just any day now, so in the next week or so people should start getting those. I look forward to getting my box, and I plan to at least run a few games here and there. And so those were basically the games I ran. I also had another little bit of news from GaryCon. Last year at GaryCon, I had the idea for a couple of card games, which I thought was really funny because I'm not really a card game guy. I don't have anything against card games. I just don't have the opportunity to play those very often. So it's just hilarious that an RPG guy who doesn't hardly play card games has an idea for a card game. And I kind of worked on them a little bit, did a little research, didn't get very far with it because they weren't quite where I needed them to be. Well, about middle of January, it's like the heavens opened, and one of these games, the idea kind of solidified into something more simple and direct and clear cut. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to write this down so I don't forget. Well, it just wouldn't stop. I'm like, finally, 8 hours later, I've got the rules typed up. I've found free art online, some different woodcuts and photos and so forth, and uploaded them to GameCrafter and paid for my order, and I'm waiting for my order 8 hours later. And so it finally arrives about 2 weeks before GaryCon, and I managed to get 2 playtests in about 2 weeks before GaryCon, and we figure out the game basically works. It kind of plays like I see it in my head. There's a couple things that need to be ironed out, and so I'm like, all right. And I take it to GaryCon, and because I'd been tweeting about it, people said, oh, I want to play. So I didn't have any trouble finding people to the game. That's the one great thing about a con. You have no trouble finding people that want a game and know games. And by the second game, all the issues that had been identified were basically ironed out. I still had a few more suggestions. Well, what about this? What about that? And I've got somebody that's mulling over some ideas, and when we can finally get our heads back together and talk about it, we'll see where that takes us. But unsolicited, I had people saying, so when's the Kickstarter? And I would reply, yeah, so when's the Kickstarter? And they say, exactly. And I'm like, when I announce it? So at some point in the unspecified future, I'm going to be announcing a Kickstarter. So it's still up in the air. I've backed enough Kickstarters that went very well. I know what to look for to do it well. I've backed a couple that went south, and I know what to avoid on those. It's going to be very simple, straight to the point. It's going to be about the card game. If you want a shirt, you can buy it from wherever I'm selling a shirt. So it's not going to get nuts with add-ons and that sort of thing. It's basically done. Obviously, I want the Kickstarter is basically going to be to pay for printing and better art. I want consistent art, because right now not all of it that I've got goes together. Need people that have skills with manipulating images and so forth that I don't. I mean, I can kind of do it, and it takes me forever, so I suppose I could do it. But anyway, there's all the technical stuff. I'm making a list of all the things I need to do, and so because I'm working on this so hard, I guess I am a card game guy after all. So I'm an RPG guy and a card game guy. I'll be putting together a mail list and announcing the mail list soon, so you can sign up with that to get an email whenever the Kickstarter's ready. I'll talk about it now and then on my blog, social media, and here on YouTube. I'm just kind of stunned that this has happened to me, to have an idea that is a workable game, people like the game, and they want it. That to me is just, I'm tongue-tied. It's like, wow, I made a thing. The creative process, when you make something and other people see it and like it and want it, oh my God, the feeling of that is just incredible. I hope everybody gets the opportunity to experience that. Obviously, there's a lot of hard work ahead, and I've got a focus that I've not had for a long time. And I kind of realized the other day that I posted on social media that it's kind of like when you start dating someone and you're kind of all giddy and thinking about them all the time, that I'm thinking about this game all the time. It's ridiculous. I've never thought of a game this much, and it's like a relationship in the beginning stages. That's all I can think about. So I'm sure after a while I'm not going to want to think about it anymore and wish I could think about something else. But until that time, I'm going to put that positive energy to good use and get as much forward progress on this as I can. I am very thankful for everybody that's just come up to me and out of the blue offered help. There's all kinds of possibilities for different. Well, I can't even talk about anything because nothing's official, nothing's a done deal. I've got YouTubers and bloggers saying, yeah, let me know when you're doing your Kickstarter and I'll announce it. So, wow, it's just, this community's great. I'm just so grateful, so thankful. Friends coming together to help friends put their thing out into the world so everybody gets a chance to check it out. That is really, really cool. And I just have never thought I'd do that. I thought if I'd ever do that, it would be in the RPG world. Well, surprise, it's not in the RPG world. It's a card game. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for more information. Please like, share, and subscribe, and definitely tell all your friends, because there's a Kickstarter going to be announced hopefully sometime this calendar year. If I announce a Kickstarter that starts this calendar year, it will be with plenty of time for fulfillment this calendar year. I don't want to drag this out because, well, if I drag it out into December, January, that's my crazy busy time at work, and I can't do a Kickstarter then. I will lose my mind. So it's got to be before December. It's got to be done. So if it happens in this calendar year, it will be done before December. If I can't make that work, it will be sometime after January of next year. So hopefully it doesn't drag out that long. This is just, I can't get my words out. It's wow. So thank you very much for watching, your kind words of support and encouragement. And I just can't thank everybody enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you.